Hey guys, it's COREROSS, and today we're talking about a feature I think needs to be added into Rainbow Six Siege, and that is a cosmetic off button. And this is a feature I've brought up before, but never in a dedicated video, and I've always thought of it as a quality of life change, where just put it in, the accessibility settings, the ability to switch off cosmetics, and just go for default everything. And I've easily been talking about it for the last 5 years, but now it's got to the point where I think it's not a nice quality of life change, I think it's a requirement. I think it is needed in Rainbow Six Siege. And for me, the reasoning behind this is that I think Rainbow Six Siege with the CGX update has entered its slop phase. And I'm sure a lot of people will argue that actually it entered that phase a long time ago. I could easily see that one potential moment where it did happen was the April Fool's event. Because that was fun, that was wacky, it was really quite a good event and quite well done. But of course, operators run around in pink onesies and stuff like that. And it heralded the beginning of the slop phase, but I think we're fully there now with the most recent Paragon Elite skins, and now we can also see that we're getting these fancy skins that are coming with the new events as well. And I predict these will become more of the normality rather than actually being the outlier of the skins that we see in the game. And what I mean by that is, let's say they're going to do one of these fancy gun skins for events per season or something like that. It won't take too long until there's so many of them that you might see them pretty much every single game that you play. Now, of course, I've been wary of the monetization of Rainbow Six Siege for a long time. I did a video way back in the day going over like the randomness of paid packs and stuff like that. Now, Ubisoft actually has moved in a couple of good directions, I think, that I've been happy to praise them on. So, for instance, the events now, you can actually go into the store and just buy a bundle for your certain operator rather than try to do the randomization of the packs. And that is a major win because they could have just left the packs all be completely random and you're trying to get, like, say, a certain thing for one of your operators. And I'm so happy they just have the bundle in the store. You can go buy it and not have to go through the paid packs if you don't want to. So they have taken some actions I've been happy with, but I do think we've just reached that slop level where it's like, okay, I'd like an off button now. I'd like to just be able to have the option to switch off, put it in the accessibility option, just switch off cosmetics. Now, I'm hoping that's somewhat simple enough to implement. And if it is, I'd hope for another option there too, which would be to switch off the cosmetics for the enemy team. And I'm sure the Ubisoft accountants would prefer this one. So what this would do was switch off the cosmetics for the enemy team so you can still see your team's cosmetics and yourself. And that way you can kind of show off your skins to your teammates. And of course, you can also see your buddies' skins and stuff like that. And I think that'd be a great option as well. So if there can only be one option, I would like it to be the fully off. And if you can add an additional option, it would be to switch off the enemy team stuff and just put these in accessibility. I think these would be great settings to have. And it definitely, to me, feels like we've reached a point where this is not a quality of life thing that would be nice to have. It is now a requirement. And it is a setting I think I would utilize now. Now, I will say this is coming from the point of view of a player who doesn't care about cosmetics. If all my operators were default, I wouldn't care. So that is a major takeaway here. And it also is the point where you guys put in your feedback in the comments below, because I'm curious where you kind of sit on this. As like I say, I think it's now a requirement, but I'd be curious to see where other people sit because they may want resources that would otherwise go into making this put into something else that would benefit the game in a bigger way. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.